All right, today we're looking at the 1077, and the optics I have on here, it is a UTG 4-power scope, adjustable lens on it. I want to give special thanks to Libra 7, who'd worked very hard on testing this gun, and he made it clear, scope this thing immediately. Normally what I do with guns like this, I test them with the hard sights and go with the base unit, but that would have not turned out well for this gun. I would have been pretty unhappy. So again, special thanks to Libra 7. And so make sure you put a decent scope on this. And when we go through the targets, you'll understand why to do that. So people think Crosman, and they think, $10 scope. That may or may not work, folks. So I had this laying around, put a decent scope on here. This scope by UTG probably retails about $70 or $80 now. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the targets. First of all, I'm going to show the worst target I got firing this gun. Now, as far as my targets, people ask about how I do this. This slips into a pellet trap, and I just use a basic challenge coin to trace it. And so it's 1.5 inches. So for guns, challenge for accuracy. That's what I trace on there. And so this is pretty bad. So it's my Red Ryder can outshoot this, and my Daisy 25, and that's the wrong pellet. So I'm not attacking the gun. I'm saying that that's not the right pellet for this. I missed is bad down there. All the way up here, it's a shotgun spread. So that's how bad the accuracy can be out of this gun. That's 30 shots. So now, having showed you that, so let's look at this. Okay, so this is what a decent target looks like with these pellets. So Plinkers by Excite. I showed those in another video. And so now what you see there is a little visual aid. So that is a crosshair. That's where I'm aiming with that scope. And so some of you may say, well, why aren't you centering it? Okay, so in this gun, with the brand new CO2, the volatility when it's brand new and full power, I just really struggled. For me, it just turned out that way. Maybe different for your gun. But so tinkering with the sights and everything, I just figured out, put the crosshair right here for the first 12. That's why I put a 12. And then most of them hit it and get close to it. And we'll say that one's me. I'll be generous there. Okay, and then the second 12, second magazine, you do center it. Again, hits this close to it either side. So let's prepare you for realistic accuracy. So here's a can. All right, so that covers all of that except for a couple misses off to the side there. And then let's say at 12 or 15 yards, you want more of a challenge. Okay, so that right there is going to, of what I can see, just a few misses. So that's the type of accuracy you're going to be, expecting from this, not same hole accuracy. People have been contacting me saying that people have been they bought these thinking they're great hunting weapons, they get one hole accuracy. That ain't it. So, okay, so what I showed you there is, okay, so for my aiming point, this is where I start, and then that's a 12 there, and then the next 12 there, and then for the last 24, which is medium and low power, I just put the crosshair up here in the corner, so not quite a holdover, but to the right corner, and for 24 shots. Also, I want to point out, please do not shoot over 48 shots. You're wasting pellets. Is that I saw this over and over again. I'm going to show you 2 examples of the second 24, meaning the second 24 shots. Okay, so I was happy that I only had to change the aim point 3 times during the life of the CO2. So right there, hold it, best I can. And then these 3 shots here are literally like the last 3 shots in the 48, something like that. Okay, so let's take another look. And so you'll see, same thing, 1, 2, 3, and I saw this over and over again, so I just wanted to show the example. So the crosshair goes there, and 24 shots. And again, so how does that look on a can? Yeah, those are all hits. And as far as, just a few misses if you're aiming at the bottom, I count just a couple. Okay, so, and then last target I want to show here. So this is all 48 on one target. So I'm pretty happy about that. Something like, at the carnival. So yeah, so you know, you're looking at good BB gun accuracy, like it's a good BB gun, but it hits harder. So I shot out most of the paper. Really only a couple bad shots here and here for this gun. And yeah, so that's what you can expect. And so again, so what did I do real time on this target? 12 here, 12 here, and then aimed right here, 24. So not bad. So yeah, so expect to change the aim point on your gun, like, you know, at least 3 times. Yours could be different. It could be that you start out by aiming here and then center and then over here, or up in the corner and in the middle and then down here. It could be different for your gun. But yeah, so that's what you can expect.